welcome back to my channel. Today I am super excited because I am going to be reviewing and playing around with a palette that really caught my eye. As soon as I saw this palette, I knew that I just had to have it. So today we are playing around with the new Huda Beauty Nude palette. That was a mouthful. I knew that I had to have this palette as soon as I saw the photos of it because it just looked so beautiful, so unique. The shades in the palette are unlike anything I've ever seen before, particularly the really shimmery, glistening shades. They're definitely the ones that caught my eye the most. But this palette is absolutely stunning to look at, so I can't wait to have a play and see how it performs on the eyes. So before I get started, I just wanted to mention that I've already got the old rose gold edition of the Huda Beauty palette, and I absolutely love this palette. It is one of my go-to palettes, especially when I am going out. Yeah, as you guys can see, it has an amazing array of different shades. I absolutely love the top row of the foils. They are absolutely stunning. Now just bear in mind that this is the old rose gold palette, not the remastered one, but it is still one of my go-tos. And I haven't actually gotten around to buying the new remastered rose gold palette just because this one does it all for me. But as I was saying, I love how these shadows perform. I love how pigmented they are. I honestly cannot fault this palette. I haven't tried the Desert Dusk palette. So just from judging off the rose gold palette, I think I'm gonna like this new palette. So without further ado, let's jump straight in and start playing around with the new palette. So when you open the palette up, you are instantly blown away by all of the amazing shades. You've got a beautiful little picture of Huda and her little inspirational eye look there. And that just covers the eyeshadows and keeps them intact whilst traveling. Then you've got this beautiful mirror and all of your absolutely gorgeous, out of this world shades. So I am a neutral lover. I absolutely live for neutral eyeshadows. So this really spoke to me, and especially because it's got like the iridescent shimmers in between. And you've also got two glitters over here as well. But I also love how it has all of those other shades that you seriously cannot find in any other palette on the market. I love how overall the palette is very nudie, but overall especially I think it's quite pink. A lot of the colors have a lot of pink undertones. So when Huda Beauty says it's the new nude, I think she just means like pink is the new nude. So on the back of the packet it says that this palette is Huda's fresh take on the new look, and that there's 18 gorgeous shades, including ranging from cool to warm tones. Okay, so in this palette there are 10 mattes and 4 reflective pearly iridescent shades. And honestly, they're unlike anything I have ever seen in an eyeshadow palette. Then you have your 2 pressed glitters. I'm super excited to try it out today. And you have your pressed pearl shadow here. And just like all of the other Huda Beauty eyeshadow palettes, this one has all of the names for the shades written on the palette, as I believe all eyeshadow palettes should do anyway, because it just makes sense. So thanks Huda for that. This packaging is absolutely amazing. And a really unique thing about this palette is that it comes with a base shade. So basically to prime your eyes before you put the rest of the eyeshadow on. When I found out that that was a base shade, I was kind of like, oh, like, okay. Because I obviously have all of the products already. I don't really feel like it's necessary to have a creamy base shade in a palette, especially if you do already have like your pot concealers and your eye primers already. I just don't feel like it's a necessary thing to have. But I am very eager to give it a go and to see how it performs. So without further ado, let's jump straight in. So I really don't know where to start. I'm thinking I'm gonna definitely have to do another video using this palette because there's just so many amazing looks that I know I could do so easily with this palette. Especially now coming up to Christmas, this palette is so fitting. And I'm so excited to use it over Christmas and New Year's and just do some really bright, sparkly, amazing eye looks. So it is giving me some serious holiday vibes right now, and I am loving it because it is definitely my favorite time of the year, and I can't wait to use it. So the pressure's on a little bit in trying to choose which shades to use, but I'm going to start by using the base shade. So that is called Concealed. Stunning. So before I jump in, I'll just add that this palette does retail for $95 Australian, which is obviously quite expensive for an eyeshadow palette, but we are going to see if it is truly worth it, which I honestly think it will be if it performs just like her other eyeshadow palettes. I know for a fact that with a lot of the shimmery shades and the glitters, I'm going to have to use a finger because I know that a brush isn't really ideal for a lot of those shades, but I'm totally cool with that. But if you're not someone that likes using your fingers, obviously it is so fine to use your hands as long as they're clean. Some people just prefer to use brushes because they have really long nails or whatever it is, but for me that is so fine. You can just grab a flat brush and maybe use some Fix Plus. But I do know just from experience that a lot of the shimmery shades and glittery shades are quite hard to sort of work with a brush in general. So just keep that in mind and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to jump straight into that base shade Concealed with a flat brush. So just from feeling that base shade, it is quite tacky, which is good because it should make the eyeshadow stick a lot better and hopefully perform better too and really adhere to the eye. So I'm just going to take that all over the lid and I'm just going to use my fingers just to buff it into the skin. Yeah, that's super tacky, which is a good sign. So now I'm just going to go over the top of that tacky base with the shade Bare, and I'm just going to sweep this all over the lid as a nice base. So just from dipping it into the palette, there is a little bit of kickback, which I honestly don't mind. My favorite palettes in the entire world are the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, and because they are just so powdery, but in an amazing good way, because they perform so well and they're so pigmented, they often do have quite a lot of kickback. And I much prefer that to palettes that don't. So I don't mind, but it's something that if you do mind, to keep in mind. So I'm just going to use that and use it all the way up to the brow bone, because why not? That's really doing a lovely job of just lightening and brightening up that eye area. And like if I was really hungover and tired, I feel like just this shade would make me feel a lot more awake and it would make me look a lot healthier. So yeah, loving that. Amazing. Looking fresh, looking flawless, loving it. Okay, so now I'm going to dip into the shade Play, which is a really nice transition shade. I'm just putting that through my crease. It's actually such a nice light sort of peach color. Once again, there is quite a little bit of kickback with that shade, but I really don't care. As long as the pigment's there, I really could not care less. So I've just blended that through both eyes. I'm finding that this shade is very buildable because it is a transition shade. It isn't the most pigmented shade in the world. It definitely looks quite pigmented in the eyeshadow, in the palette. But when it's on the eyes, you definitely have to build it up quite a bit. Also, I thought I would mention why I'm not doing any swatches of this palette. I love going in store and swatching things on my hand all the time, of course, but Huda beauty palettes, just because of the way that they're pressed, I find that when you swatch them, they're not really true to how they'll behave on the eye. And any makeup artist or anyone that's into makeup will know that swatches aren't always how the product's going to look on the eyes. Sometimes it goes the opposite way, like the swatches are amazing and then you put it on your eyes and you're like, oh, what is happening? Or it can be the opposite way, oh, like you're sort of like, oh, okay. And then you have a play with it and you're kind of like, yes, this is amazing. So I just thought instead of wasting time and wasting my eyeshadow on my arm, I thought I would just go straight to it and get straight into it and just see how it performs on the eyes. If you guys do want to see swatches, there are so many other videos out there that have swatches, or you can always go on Instagram and have a look at the swatches on there. From what I have seen online, the glitter shades don't really swatch very well. You definitely have to build them up. The iridescent shades and the pearl shade Kinky, they seem to work really, really lovely when you swatch them. The mattes, once again, you need to sort of build them up a little bit. But like I said, I'm not fussed about swatches. As long as they look amazing on my eyes, I really couldn't care less. So I'm glad that's out of the way. Okay, so the next shade that I'm taking is Secret. It is a nice brown sort of color, but it definitely has those pinky undertones, which is seriously right up my alley. Like I said, this palette just speaks to me. It really does. So I thought I would just mention, whilst I'm doing my makeup, that I have just finished my second year of uni, which is amazing because now all I have to worry about is working. So I'm so excited to do way more makeup looks. I have this palette and a bunch of other palettes that I haven't even touched yet because I've been waiting to do a video. And I'm just so inspired right now by all of these amazing holiday launches. I think this year, honestly, so many brands have killed the game, and I can't wait to have a play with all of the amazing holiday launches and share them with you guys, as well as share some new makeup looks. As I said, I am so inspired. I'm so inspired to start creating more content and doing way more makeup looks and way more YouTube videos, and I'm just so excited because I have so much more time on my hands, like I said, and I am just really motivated and really inspired because a lot of the time I wish that I could film a YouTube video, but I'm just so busy with uni stuff that I can't, because otherwise I'll get behind on that stuff and then, you know, my life will just be a bloody mess. So it just feels nice to be able to finally have some time to actually do stuff and do things that I want to do. So yeah, get ready, because if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe down below, because I'm going to be doing way more beauty videos, way more fashion videos. Over summer, I'm going to go and do way more vlogging, way more adventures, heaps of cool stuff. So I can't wait to share it all with you guys, and I'd love if you guys could all be a part of it. So please don't forget to subscribe down below and leave me a comment if you liked this video or if it helped you at all, because that would be amazing. Okay, so back into it. With that shade Secret, I feel like that was quite pigmented, and it definitely did help a lot to darken up that crease for me. So I'm going to do quite a pink look, if you couldn't already tell by the backdrop and everything else. So basically what I'm doing is I'm not going to use too much more of that shade. I'm pretty happy with how that shade looks at the moment. So I'm going to go into the next shade. So the next shade that I'm using is Tickle, which is this shade right here. And I'm going to focus this one on the crease. Oh my god, this shade is amazing. Whoa. That, like, I felt like I didn't have to do anything right then. That was so buttery. That was amazing. Love that. Okay, so I'm just going to blend that into the crease and really make this look a lot pinker. I've been loving pink eyeshadow at the moment. Like, that's all I've been wearing because I just find that I always do the same boring look, and I'm just over it. Like, I want to mix it up. I want to do some cool colors and stuff. Like I said, I love my neutrals, but I feel like pink it's not a neutral, but it's not like doing a blue eyeshadow look or anything. Like, it's not that crazy, if you guys know what I mean. Like, yes, it is a color, but I just feel like it's different. It's a different color, you know? I'm also just going to focus that shade on the outer corner of my eyes, and I'm just getting a big fluffy brush and buffing that out a little bit. Whoa, that shade is an actual dream. Holy moly, guacamole. Putting a bit more on the outer corners. Now I'm gonna go in with the shade Spanked. Ooh, naughty. And I'm just going to deepen up that crease a little bit further, but mostly focus it on the outer corner. Once again, this shade is so buttery. I'm just gonna go and take my Zoeva 223 Luxe Crease brush. So I'm just working that through. Just working Spanked all the way through, and holy moly, that is such a beautiful, beautiful shade. Living. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on blending out those shades. Okay, so now those two pinks are blended. Okay, so now that I've blended out that pink shade, I am going to go in with Love Bite, which is a nice purpley shade, and I'm only going to use this shade on the outer corners just to give it a bit more depth. Take a small brush to do this. Oh, there's a bit of fallout on my face. Eee. Only because I'm like pressing it in though. I'm loving this look. Yeah, there's a bit of kickback on that shade, as I'm sure you can tell from the fallout. So same thing, just working on the outer corner of the eye and just deepening that up. And I'm basically just patting it on there. Not blending, just patting. And I sort of brought this one a little bit more forward, so I'm going to bring that one a little bit more forward as well. Just to about halfway through my lashes. That's giving it like a really nice berry kind of vibe. And I'm just loving that. Loving that color. Absolutely stunning. I'm just going to take it through the crease. Just on the, about the halfway mark and down. I'm just taking that shade through the crease a little bit. And now I'm just going to buff that out. Fallout. Hello. Okay, so that's really deepened up the crease, but I'm going to go back into Spanked just to make it a little bit brighter, because I didn't mean to deepen up the crease as much as I did. Although I'm loving it, I still want to have a lot of pink in the eye look. So I'm going to go back into Spanked and just take that through the crease again. I really just wanted that Love Bite on the outer corners, but it ended up just kind of going into the crease line, and so I just blended it through, but I didn't mean that. So, but it was, I always intended just to have it on the outer corner. But yeah, it deepened up just a little bit more than what I expected, so I just want to bring a bit more pink through. Okay, so I just added a bit more of the shade Spanked through the crease, and I'm just going to go back in with Love Bite and just put it on the outer corner again. Once again, I'm just patting that on. Just going to blend just the crease out a bit. Okay, so same thing on the other eye. Just going to take Love Bite once again and just pat it on the outer corner and just darken up the outer corner. Yeah, so Love Bite, just keep in mind Love Bite definitely has quite a lot of fallout and kickback. Even when I put the brush down, it still has quite a lot of fallout. But like I said, I honestly do not care as long as I get an amazing eye look. So I'm just going to buff out where the crease is, just gently. Okay, so I've just blended out that shade and now I'm so ready to dip into some of the other amazing shades in this palette. And now I'm so ready to explore those amazing iridescent pearly shades as well as the glitter shades. Okay, so I just had a look at all of the glitters and the shimmery shades, and like I said, it was really hard for me to choose which ones I'm going to dip into, but I've gone with my gut and I'm going with the ones that stuck out to me the most when I first saw this palette. So before I go in with any of the glitters and the shimmery iridescent shades, I'm going to go and pick up Kinky, and on the other side, this shade Kinky is phenomenal. It's just a dream, honestly. Okay, and next up, I'm going to go and take dun dun dun. Next up, I'm taking this beautiful shade here, the pearly iridescent shade, Fantasy. And once again, I'm using my finger because I just know that it'll work best on a finger. Whoa, that is so pretty. That is stunning. Wow. Also just gonna get a flat brush and just take, you know what? I'm gonna take Fantasy, but I'll do another shade as well just to mix it up a little bit. So I'm just going to take Fantasy on the inner corner as well. To mix it up a little bit, I'm going to take the shade Daydream and pop that on my inner corner. Once again, I'm just taking Fantasy and Daydream on the inner corner. Both of those pearly iridescent shades are so beautiful and so buttery. They're quite sheer, so you could definitely wear them on their own, but I would recommend putting them over the top of another shadow. They're definitely buildable though as well, and they are just unlike anything else I have ever swatched, ever seen. Gorgeous. Wowza. That is just next level. Holy moly. Oh, I'm in love. Okay, so I am ready for some glitter in my life. I'm going to take the shade Excite. It was out of these two, but I'm going with the red. I just think the red is so fitting come Christmas, and it is definitely something that I've never really done before. I've got a similar shade. It's not nearly as glittery in my other Huda Beauty palette. That one right there called Fling. So here goes. So I'm just putting this on the outer corner. That is stunning. Holy ah! This is up there with the Stiller glitters. I can't believe how easy that was. So shocked. See, this is what I mean by swatches don't do products justice, because if you swatch a pressed glitter like this, most likely it is going to be a bit patchy in some areas because you are supposed to press it onto the skin. So that's why I prefer playing around with products on the eyes always. That is insane. I do have a bit of glitter fallout, but I don't mind. That is so fine. Not nearly as much glitter fallout as you'd expect. Okay, I'm going to move on to this eye and do the same thing. Wow. So I've just finished the glitter on this eye, and damn, I am loving this. You know what? This palette is going to absolutely fly off the shelves. It is amazing. I'm just awestruck by it. That these glitters are so pigmented. They literally look like the Stiller liquid glitters. I am amazed. So now I'm just going to blend those two colors together, and how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take some more of Kinky. So Kinky comes back, it makes a comeback. And I'm just going to use that to sort of transition and pat. I'm just patting with my finger between the glitter and the other shimmers, just so it's not as stark. And I'm just putting that where the other colours and the glitter meet. And now I'm just going to brush some of the glitter out of the crease. Just gently. Just flick those little guys away. And I'm going to take a little bit more of Fantasy, just to brighten it all up a little bit. And I'm just going to take a bit more of Daydream and pop that again on the inner corner, but just work it out into the eye a bit more as well. Okay, so I've just wiped off some of the fallout glitter from underneath my eyes, and I've just concealed as well, just to make everything nice and neat and tidy. And now I'm just going to clean up the brow bone section. So she doesn't really have a shimmer that I can use under the brow bone, but I'm just going to go back in with the shade Bare. I'm just going to use that shade just to clean up any messiness and make it a lot smoother, just where the brow bone is. Before I do that, I'm just going to use my 142 concealer brush from Zoeva, and this kind of acts as a rubber itself, because you can just go like this and it pretty much just takes off any messy edges. I'm just going to take a fluffy brush to do this and use the shade Bare. Usually I'd like to use like a nice shimmer shade to do this, so that shade is definitely softening those lines. Okay, so I'm happy with how I've blended it all out. It is looking so nice. I am so stoked with this look and how it looks. So now I'm just going to dip into the shade Teddy, and I'm just going to sweep this under my lower lashes. That is such a nice brown shade. Wow. I'll definitely be getting a lot of use out of that one. So now I'm just taking the shade Raw, make it a little bit more dramatic. Okay, so now I'm just going to go and pop some lashes on, and I'm just taking my Ardell Glamour Lashes for today. Okay, so I've just put my lashes on, and now I'm just going to line over the top of them, and then we are done. So to line my eyes, I'm just using the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Waterproof Eyeliner. Okay guys, so we are finally done. I am so happy with how this look turned out. I am absolutely in love with it. And so the question is, would I recommend this palette, and is it worth your money? So would I recommend this palette? 110% yes. It has such amazing unique shades. It is an absolutely gorgeous palette. It performs really well, and I am so impressed. I'm going to be using this a lot more over the holiday season, and I can't wait to create more looks and maybe even film more of them for you guys. Now, is the palette worth your money? That's something that you need to decide, but I think so. The packaging's beautiful, you get a mirror, and the shades are just absolutely phenomenal. So yes, I definitely think it is worth the spend, and I am just so happy with how everything turned out. So I hope you guys liked it too. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up if this video helped you, or if you liked the finished look, because it helps me out so much. And if you guys liked what I did today, please let me know down below if you'd like. And please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!